Hello, friends. Welcome back to Soul GPS Tarot. We have a pick a card reading today, and we have three groups. Group number one will be using the Good Tarot. Group number two, Tarot of Mystical Moments, and group number three, the Universal Celtic Tarot. Today's question is, what is your divine guidance for December 2026? So this is a time-specific reading giving you your divine message from your spirit guides, angels, from the universe, from God, however you conceive of that. These messages are meant precisely for you. So tune in, decide which pile or piles, group or groups is calling to you the most, and then go to the description and click on the timestamp, and I will meet you in your reading. Hi, group number one. If you selected the Good Tarot, then this is your reading. And I've shuffled the cards very well, but I'm going to go ahead and give them another quick shuffle. And today I'll be pulling 6 cards. Question being, what is Group 1's divine guidance for December 2026? Okay. Group 1's divine guidance for 2026. And 1. That's 2. 3. 4. 5, and come near you. 6. Okay. We're going to put these right here for a moment while we pull some oracle cards. We will begin with the little guide deck. I'm going to pull 2 cards from the little guide deck and 1 card from the animal spirit guide deck. And one of the animal spirit guide cards. I keep feeling this bottom one. Okay. Alrighty, let's take a look first at your oracle cards. So we have got, romance. Let's make sure you can see that. Yeah, you can be right there. And purpose. Nice. And then we have got the vulture. That's interesting. We're definitely going to have to read that one. Okay, before we get into the tarot cards, let us read about the vulture, because that is, not commonly. Sorry about that. Now I'm throwing things around. Let's see, vulture. What's your type? I think we're back here. Yeah, okay. Give me a minute. If you've been here before, you know that I love this deck very much, but that each of the sections is not alphabetized, and so there's a little bit of hunting. Here we go. It says, under vulture, guardian and purifier, essential for rebalance. The vulture is perhaps the most misunderstood creature of all. This intriguing bird balances our ecosystem and prevents the spread of disease. It does the dirty work that no one else wants to do and cleans up our messes. The vulture appears when there's a situation that needs to be purified or brought back into balance. Remember, the vulture is greatly undervalued. What you thought was a mistake or tragedy is a blessing in disguise. When in balance, it clarifies, reveals wisdom. When out of balance, it is dramatic and aggressive. To bring into balance, clean your space, particularly with sage. So that means burn a sage stick, blow it out, and let the smoke from the sage bundle cleanse your space. It's a type of ritual cleansing. Okay, we're going to see where romance, purpose, and the vulture, who is there to clean up. We're going to see what that has to do with your oracle cards. Your tarot cards, sorry, about your divine message for December 2026. So we'll begin. I'm going to scoot some things over now that you've seen them so that we've got enough room for your cards. Woo, we have the Emperor. Wow. Huh. We have Call. I'm going to scoot you over here. Okay. And we have the Three of Water. Next, we have the Ace of Water, the Star, and the Hanged Man. Hang on, I have to sneeze. Okay, sorry about that. Group number one. I had to sneeze so much that I shook the camera, I realized, but anyway, all is well. So here we are with a really interesting spread here. You have all major arcana, so that would be the Emperor, the Call, the Star, and the Hanged Man. And your only two numbered or pipped cards are water cards, which are definitely tied to the romance card, I would say. The suit of water has to do with love and emotions, relationships, and so forth. So this is interesting to me. And very interestingly, the purpose card is like so perfectly lined up with the Call and the Star and even the Hanged Man. I think the vulture may be actually tied to the Emperor here. So there's a lot going on. Let me break it down for you. The Emperor is likely to represent somebody in your life. It could be a family member. It could be someone who is a guide or helper for you in your life. It could be, a professor, a therapist, just a friend whose counsel you can rely on. But this is counseling a certain kind of bravery. And I'm looking into, we're thinking about the month of December. There are various holidays that happen, and oftentimes family gatherings in December. And there's a lot of advice here for you to allow other people to be who they are and go deeper and deeper into your own calling and purpose. Allow yourself to be who you are. There's a timing issue here with the Hanged Man. There may be something that you want. It could have to do with the romance thing. And the Hanged Man is really saying that you want to try to just relax into the waiting period if you are hoping to connect with a soulmate or something like that. Basically, the Hanged Man is saying the universe is conspiring, the divine is conspiring to bring together all of the elements for the highest good of everyone, for your highest good, for the highest good of your soulmate, if that's what you're looking for the highest good of any organization you wish to join, all of these things. Timing is important. All the pieces have to be in place in order for it to be the right moment for you to jump in. So if you're feeling the call to become more yourself, express yourself more authentically, this is reflected here. It's saying show up as yourself. and understand that other people will show up in whatever state they're in. And as long as you are kind of, let's say, take the vulture and say, cleaning up the the mess of the way that we um, get entwined with other people and have negative reactions because of historic issues between us, etc. A lot of times, family gatherings bring this stuff out. And this is really, I think, saying the vulture is saying, let everybody carry their own stuff, right? You're not going to fix anybody in a brief visit home. And your own heart and mind and spirit probably want this experience of the Three of Water and the Ace of Water, which is this experience of just a loving, warm, beautiful, picturesque holiday. And then we get faced with the reality of humans being human. And it can feel like it pops the bubble of that dream. So the advice here is to really focus in on yourself. And that sounds a little bit counterintuitive for the holidays because, that sounds like being selfish. But what I'm saying is, if you can attend to what it is that you want, what you want your holiday to be like, attend to the parts that you can make happen for yourself. Not everybody holds the same image of what it is they would want. And so, in a sense, it's saying each person needs to take responsibility for their piece of the dream of what it could be like. And as long as everybody is kind of allowing others to build their dream over here and you build your dream over here, it comes together in one whole package that's not teeming with unfulfilled expectation. Because let me give you an example. Let's say you dearly want to make, I don't know, a white chocolate cheesecake for dessert, but someone else, for your holiday dinner, someone else has the hope or wish of having pumpkin pie. And it seems that you two are completely at odds. It's not a problem to have white chocolate cheesecake and pumpkin pie on the table. Everybody can bring what makes them happy, and you can share what doesn't get eaten at the table. I know that's kind of a basic, maybe kind of silly um, example, but this whole reading is asking and advising you to make room for yourself to express and receive what it is that you want to express and receive when you are in that kind of holiday family and friend connectedness mode. Try dropping expectations of other people to fulfill your wants and needs because they are wrapped up with trying to handle their own stuff. But lay out a holiday that you will enjoy and do the things that you will enjoy. And if somebody wants to come with you, that's wonderful. And if they don't, you're still going to go and enjoy this thing. It's not dependent on other people also enjoying it. It takes the temperature down, it takes the pressure off. Just just care for your own, really, again, your own inner child. Your own inner child. And frankly, like, romance may be coming for you, but again, in the context of this reading, what I'm seeing is that there's this desire to experience the quote romance of the holiday season, what they sell to us in movies, you know, ice skating and whatever I'm trying to say, Rockefeller Center, and whatever it is, whatever it is that you have the dream of doing over the holidays. Ask yourself, what is the feeling I'm going for? If you can't go and ice skate at Rockefeller Center, can you take a drive through your neighborhood and look at Christmas lights? Um, what can you do to get the feeling that you want to have? That's where the romance of it lives. It's very particular to you. And the dream of it that's in your head can really only be accomplished by you. And since it's not going to match anyone else's exactly, you're better off building this dream for yourself and inviting anyone who wants to come along, but not needing them to come along, if that makes sense. So there's just two sides of this. I see that, there's advice about how to be with people in a season of gathering. And beyond that, this is saying that this dark, actually dark period, at least in the Northern Hemisphere, where we get less sunlight, fewer hours of sunlight, is a moment to kind of go underground like all of the plants and animals and go deep into what's true for you and what you want your life beyond the holidays to look like, what it would look like for you to be truly, authentically yourself, express yourself the way that feels most authentic. And that's that time, that's that taking the winter time to allow other circumstances to resolve themselves in your favor. And my intuitive feeling is that as winter begins to melt away, you will have done this inner work of allowing other people to be who and as they are, and of allowing yourself to have full, authentic expression. And that is going to bring the things that you really want. It's going to bring you into your purpose. It's going to bring that sense of wonder and romance and love into your life. And throughout all of this, you have a friend or a mentor or a parent who is steady and the right person to partner with you in going more deeply into yourself, to champion your expansion of authenticity. So identify that person. You probably know who they are right now. And ask them to be a witness to your process of claiming a beautiful holiday season for yourself, and then of doing the deep work to be sure that what you're doing in the world, how you're expressing yourself in the world, what path you're on, is all coming from a deep, deep expression of your authenticity. Phew. Okay, group number one. I'm going to finish up your reading with a card from, hang on, I gotta make sure I'm doing this the way I want to. Yeah. From the Fortune Cookie Oracle. So we'll just see what is the final message of guidance for December of 2026 for group number 1. Yeah, I feel that. Opportunities. A stranger is about to change your life. Exciting times and plenty of action, plus a special family reunion looks likely. Don't you just love that? I don't know who the stranger is. For some of you, maybe that romance message is a little more literal. But there are a couple of major opportunities right here. So, group number 1, thank you so much for being here. Take a moment, if you would, and hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. You'll get notified of every time I upload a new video. And if you really want to make my day, throw me a comment in the comments section. I would absolutely love that. Group number 1, I hope to see you in my very next reading. And until then, take care. Bye. Okay, group number 2. If you selected the Tarot of Mystical Moments, then this is your reading. So I have shuffled the cards very, very well. I will give them another quick one, and then I'm going to allow 6 cards to present themselves. I guess we're going to take that guy. And we'll do some oracle cards as well. The question today, group number 2, is, man, these cards really are just very ready to come out. Is what is your divine guidance for December 2025? I hope I said 2025 earlier. I feel like I might have said 2026. That'd be silly, wouldn't it? But I probably did. Oh, well. Okay. Maybe I can fix it. Fix it in post. Okay. Group number 2. 2 more cards, please. Divine guidance for December 2025. Thank you. And 1 more. Okay. All right. Group number 2, we're going to set your cards here and take 2 oracle cards from the little guide deck. Come on, you guys. Okay, that's 1 and 2. And 1 card from the Animal Spirit guide deck. Okay, that was easy. Oh, you got 2, so you're keeping 2. You get to be special. All right. Group number 2, your first oracle card is Protection. Second oracle card is Resolution. And then we have Shark and Firefly. Huh. All right, we're going to do some reading. So protection. Let's see. Let me get my glasses on so I can see. Okay, protection. The angels are protecting you. They encourage you to raise your vibration by releasing negative thoughts and fears. Put healthy boundaries and let go of anything that lowers your vibration. Okay? And resolution. Here we go. This card shows that something in your life is about to resolve. This will most likely happen in a peaceful way, or at least give you some inner peace. Either way, it's a positive card showing that the end of a difficult situation is near. Okay. And then we have got Shark, which I've read before, but I'm going to have to read it again. Let's see. Where are my water creatures? way up front. Here we go. Let's find shark. There it is. Okay. Directness, exposure, revealing true nature and desire. The shark is only dangerous when we don't acknowledge it. This card indicates that something big needs to be exposed. It's lurking in the depths and creating tension. Shark energy takes us over when we are hesitant to be honest, to be totally ourselves, or to say what we really want. It may be tempting to continue pretending nothing is wrong, but when shark energy is at play, we feel its presence encircling us. When in balance, it is intriguing, captivating, and mysterious. When out of balance, it is sneaky, destructive. To bring into balance, honesty. And firefly. Inspired and fantastic, yet fleeting. The firefly contains the light of 1,000 stars. It's pure, radiant, and illuminating. This high frequency charge cannot be sustained for long. Therefore, the firefly card indicates a moment of inspiration or awakening that quickly fades if we do not catch it. There is firefly energy behind every poem, song, and invention. Our job is to be ready to harness this creative spirit when it graces our path. What can you do to support this precious and elusive light? When in balance, it writes, creates, and brainstorms. When out of balance, it feels burnt out and dull. To bring into balance, write a poem or draw. Okay. Well, I'm starting to catch a theme here. I'm going to move these guys over so we have plenty of room for your tarot cards. Let's see. Ooh, the Empress. The World. My goodness. The Eight of Swords. Yeah, there's just definitely a pretty cohesive theme here. The Seven of Pentacles. The Three of Cups. And the Knight of Wands. So in your oracle cards, I see this, that there's two themes basically. The protection card asking you to keep your vibration high and to let go of things that bring it low. And the shark card, I think, are partners. The resolution card and the firefly, I believe, are also partners. And then I'll explain the tie-ins with the tarot cards as well. So the shark energy being an admonition to not shove down your uncomfortable feelings. It's saying if it's giving you a hard time and you're shoving it down, it is lowering your vibration. And what does that mean? It just means that you are more sucked in and almost hypnotized by the cares of the world. And it brings you further and further away from remembering who you really are, which is a soul having a human experience. And so keeping your vibration high, I think, more than anything, means remembering who you are and letting feelings flow, not stopping them up and shoving them down because they're inconvenient. When you let them flow in the moment, they don't get pent up and then explode outward. There's always collateral damage when that happens. So you're better off kind of swimming like the shark through those feelings and expressing them with compassion toward yourself and others using I statements, you know, when you said this, I felt this. So it's not blaming, it's factual, and it's good communication. And it keeps you closer to your, let's say, higher nature. The resolution card and the firefly card, I think it's going to require the firefly, this moment of inspiration, to bring about the promised resolution. It seems to me that you may have been in a cycle of your life that may have been pulling you down a bit. You may have been shoving down some feelings. Could be in a relationship where it seems like you can't really say what it is that you need um, without upsetting the apple cart. And so then you're left feeling bad and shoving it down and pretending everything's okay. The world card says you're coming to the end of a cycle, something that you've done over and over again. We all do it. Um, we keep experiencing the same issue until we finally have a light bulb go off, the firefly, that says, oh, this is happening again. I wonder if I can approach it in a new way. And I think that's the invitation here. The way I'm reading this story, as it were, is the cards have relationships to one another and to the oracle cards. So um, let me explain the cards a little bit and then explain how they are relating with the cards around them. The Empress is all about complete and utter um, like nurturing and abundance, a deep connection with nature, fertility, sexuality, all the things. And so I'm going to say keyword here is nurturing and abundance. The world card, as I said, indicates that you have completed a journey. You have or you're on the cusp of completing a life lesson, a major life lesson. But you need this spark of inspiration in order to bring about the resolution. And that's where the Eight of Swords comes in. This angel believes that he is trapped in this bird cage. And he's crying rivers of tears, and they're flowing over the landscape. All he has to do is look up to see that the lid is open and he can just stand up and fly away. But he's so, as I said, kind of hypnotized by the bad feelings that he can't even change his perspective enough to look up and just step out of it. So if you've been in a situation that has made you feel like you have to shove stuff down, this is saying you've come to the place on the ride where it's about to slow down and you can opt to get off. But you have to recognize that you have that option and that you don't need to keep relearning the same lesson. The Seven of Pentacles is, this woman is sitting in the top of an apple tree and she's been collecting fruit and collecting fruit. She's taking a rest for a moment and she's considering her investment of time and effort. I've heard somebody else say this is a card of, is the juice worth the squeeze? So a lot of times these kind of lessons are in the form of relationships where we are not getting our needs met. And in that this is a card that is specifically giving you advice for December of 2025, not 26. Like I said, I think I said in the intro. It seems like the time is now. The time is in the month of December for you to have a real realization about your patterns that have led you to feel like this, have led you to shove your feelings down and feel heavy in your life. There's an opportunity here. And the Three of Cups, it has to do with friendship and support, and also just enjoyment and celebration. So I would say that you have got an important group of friends or support somewhere in your life who will be there to catch you if your situation resolves in such a way that requires you to have some support. But there's a promise here that your bravery is going to lead you back around the circle to the Empress. It's going to bring you this leap of bravery, supported by friends. You've taken inventory. You've said, I've done all this harvesting. Do I keep trying to harvest from this tree? And I'm not saying you don't, but you may need to change your perspective and therefore your behaviors, your patterns. So the advice is very much individual, but it's saying to you, you have all of the care and love and nurturing available to you, but it's not going to come from a separate person. Not that you can't share love and have a kind of interdependent relationship, but what I'm seeing here looks more like a codependent relationship, which means that you feel like you have to do a crazy tap dance to get your emotional needs met. And it feels trapping. And chances are you've had this experience before, and chances are that it was patterned for you from your childhood. That's the way it works, you know. But the wonderful news in this reading is this firefly, this resolution, and the world card saying, this is the moment. You do not have to play this scene again and experience the feelings from it again. You can choose a new path. You can look up and step out. You can take an inventory and figure out where you are and what you want to do with it. And give yourself some time with those friends and family members who just love you for who you are and support you no matter what. Lean on them for this moment. You know, we can never lean on one person or one group of people forever and ever because it's too much. We have to find a place in ourselves that feeds us, and that's the Empress. That's this higher self energy that lives at the core of you, and the job is to locate it, find it. It feels like gentleness, it feels like curiosity, it feels like confidence and bravery, it feels like inspiration. When you find that place, you have tapped into this river of resource that will fill you up in such a way that when you are in relationship with other people, the two of you can be interdependent. They have their internal source and you have yours, and they overflow and you get to share them with each other. Instead of both of you have half empty cups and you are kind of desperately trying to squeeze blood from a stone, you know, one and the other. It's just, it it's natural. It happens because of our are emotional wounding, but it's not satisfying and it doesn't really feel safe. So finding this place in yourself brings this sense of safety at last. And it takes this brave leap. It takes a brave leap. It takes a change of perspective. But your promise in here is that you have this inside of you. You have friends, you have support, you have come to the end of a cycle and you can step out. Take your moment. Maybe this is a piece of your inspiration. Just listening to this reading is maybe a piece of your inspiration to say, if it isn't working for me, I have the power to change it. And the time is the month of December 2025. The universe is lining things up to make this possible for you in this next month. So, group number 2, I'm going to finish up your reading with, if I can get it, a fortune cookie oracle card for your final message about what your divine guidance is for the month of December 2025. One card. I saw it. It's right there. Positive work outcomes. Consistent efforts will bring rewards and a major purchase is worth making. That's interesting. You know what? I'm going to pull you one more because I could make that work, but usually these are a lot more, and there was one that popped out and flipped. Let me see if I can find it. Maybe that's our one. Where are you? I know I saw you. Oh, well. All right. It's not coming up right now, so we're going to let the next one come out. There it is. Opportunities. An important offer will be made. Be prepared and dress to impress. Well, I think you're the one who's going to know what that means. If there's an offer coming, it may be an opportunity for you to change your perspective. It may be an offer to do the work that's required to turn a codependent relationship into an interdependent relationship. That's a lot of work. And as long as both people are willing, it can absolutely be done. And that would be wonderful. So, yeah. Group number 2. It's a major milestone for you in your life, which is a wonderful thing. But it means taking this brave leap, and that can be tricky, but the universe is behind you on this one. The wind is at your back and you can do it. Group number 2, thank you so much for being here. If you would take a moment, click the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. You will be notified whenever I upload a new reading. And if you would leave me a comment, I would be so over the moon about that. So group number 2, I hope to see you in my very next reading. And until then, take care. Bye. Hi, group number 3. If you selected the Universal Celtic Tarot, then this is your reading. So once again, I've shuffled the cards very well. I'll give them another quick one just here, and then I'm going to allow 6 of the cards to present themselves, and we will also pull a few oracle cards and begin your reading in earnest. So the question, group number 3, is what is your divine guidance for December of 2025? I have this sneaking suspicion that in the intro I said December of 2026, but that is not what I meant. So forgive me. Or maybe I didn't. I don't remember. Okay. So for group number 3, what is their divine guidance for December 2025, i.e. the month that is coming right up? 6 cards, please. 1. It's 2. I can't explain how I know which one's which, but I do. 3. 4. I feel that one. 5. 6. Okay. So group number 3, I'm going to take your tarot cards and place them here for a moment and pull a couple of cards from the little guide deck. Okay. And one card from the animal spirit guide. Okay. At the very end, we will do a fortune cookie oracle as well. Okay, group number 3, your divine guidance for December 2025. Strength and sensitivity. Okay, interesting. And you have the elephant. Make sure you can see all those. Yes. Okay. So let's take a little reminder of the oracle card meanings. I mean, seems like strength would be pretty self-explanatory, but let's see what the guidebook has to say about it. This card urges you to be strong and resilient. There's a high potential for a successful outcome, and you are the one who can make it happen. Be determined, stand your ground, and face whatever is on your path. You can do it. Nice. And sensitivity. Your sensitivity is heightened, so are your psychic abilities. The connection to your emotions and the spiritual realms, if balanced. Sorry, let me say that again. So are your psychic abilities, the connection to your emotions, and the spiritual realms. If balanced, this will be in your favor. If unbalanced, you can experience some difficulties. Okay. Okay, yep, got it. And from the animal spirit guide, the elephant. One moment. Right, this one takes a minute, so bear with me. Not alphabetized. And probably going to be the very last one. Yep. Okay. The elephant, unstoppable, auspicious, wise. The elephant is arguably the most auspicious figure in the deck. Like Ganesh, the elephant represents immense wisdom as well as good fortune. It is said that the great elephant is the destroyer of obstacles, so if this card appears when you feel stuck, rest assured the path will soon become clear. To add to the mystery, the elephant is also known to create obstacles in order to steer us in the right direction. Trust this gentle, noble creature. It illuminates the way with the light of self-knowledge. When in balance, it has one pointed focus, is generous and loving. When out of balance, it misunderstands fate. To bring into balance, trust. Okay. Okay. Group number 3. Let's see how the tarot cards fit into this. We have the 3 of Wands. We have the 9 of Swords. We have the Page of Cups, the Death card. Remember, that is not bad. I will explain. The Seven of Wands and the Empress. That's a great one to end on. Very nice. Okay. So I'm seeing the elephant as the divine guide, as we're asking for divine guidance for next month, for December 2025. I feel like this elephant is representing your actual spirit guide or guides. You are connected via your intuitive sensitivity. You can know that that guide or guides are there. And I also see them reflected here in the Three of Wands. We've got a bear and a dog on the path with this man who's moving forward, traveling onward. And there's this almost magical, light filled doe ahead on the path. So there's newness and innocence, and I see that there's a journey coming up for you. Um, the Nine of Swords is really about anxiety. She's here in the middle of the woods and she's imagining all of these scary creatures in the dark, but they're really, those are dreams. She's not actually in danger, but this is a very common thing for us. We experience certain triggers in our lives. They put us into fight or flight as if they are actually threatening our lives, when they're just, like, let's just say there's a fear of public speaking. It won't actually cause you to, you know, no longer be here, but it feels like it to the brain, to the body. And so that's that sense of the Nine of Swords. The Page of Cups, I believe, is representative of your inner child. And I think that there are two, it's like you're moving from one state to the next. It's as if you've been in this anxious place that has required a lot of strength of you. The Seven of Wands is about defending yourself. So there's this anxiety, the feeling you have to defend yourself. And the Death card, you could redo the Death card and just call it butterfly. Okay, so just so you know, it's not about anybody dying, it's about transformation and rebirth. And then we have the Empress, who is the mother of all things. So the rebirth is quite literal. And you've got the inner child with the mother of all underneath it. And so I'm seeing that whatever situation you've been in that has been causing you anxiety, making you feel like you have to defend yourself, and having you feel a sense of darkness and pain, is ready to shift. You are ready to go on a journey. You are supported on the journey by probably friends in this life and also your spirit guides. The elephant spirit guide is really is laying out obstacles and clearing away obstacles to help you get on this path which leads to your inner child going from feeling completely anxious and worried to feeling a new sense of wonder and innocence and connection. And it's coming from a connection between your higher self and your spirit guides through your intuition. And this is your strength. This is your strength. So whereas you've been using a kind of strength that comes from anxiety and a need to defend yourself and pain, your spirit guide is pointing you toward tuning in to your intuitive abilities, which you clearly have, and connecting deeply inside of yourself with this source of comfort and nurturing. Because the part of you that's been feeling this anxiety, this pain, and feeling like it has to constantly defend itself is a very young part. It's a child part. And it learned very early in life that certain things were dangerous for it. But it's a child and it deserves to be this. It deserves to feel a sense of uncomplicated abundance and safety and just being in the stream of love and care and nurturing. And you can, through your intuition and your spirit guide and your higher self, you can give this to this inner child. You can take it from the dark side of the death card, which has pain and darkness in it, and flip it to become the butterfly that flies out of the cocoon and is this creature of immense beauty. That's who this child is, this part of your psyche that feels trapped in um, kind of a, I don't know, an emotionally unsafe place. So I really think, group number 3, that your your spirit guide, the divine guidance for you is to tune into your inner child. Begin there, right? And just see if you can ask that child what it needs in order to feel less anxious. Start with that. As soon as you do that, you get closer to asking from the place of this Empress. This is where you want to get to. You want to get to asking from a place that doesn't have an agenda, isn't thinking, oh my gosh, we have to get this kid to stop being so scared because it's upsetting the whole system. No, you're coming in and saying, hey, I can see you, and I can see that you feel really anxious, and I'd like to hear what it is that's hurting you, and I'm here for you. That's different. That's something that this child can trust. And once they've unburdened themselves and you have been able to hear and hold what it is that's been hurting them, they can let go of their burdens and experience this. This is where you want to get to. And you can. You really can. So I haven't said it yet in this reading, but I pretty much end up saying it in every reading somewhere. So you get to be the lucky group who hears me say, this reading to me says that you might really benefit from working with a licensed therapist who specializes in inner child healing and in trauma work. You can let go of a lot of stuff that has been keeping you stuck. My advice is to go on psychologytoday.com and it'll let you narrow down somebody who's in your area, who takes your insurance, who specializes in, inner child healing. In this case, the modality that I'm referring to here is called internal family systems, or IFS. And it really, with a good practitioner, can bring you to a very new place in life where you have an intrinsic sense of safety and well-being. So, group number 3. I mean, to me, that is some good news. If you are at a point where you might be ready to really listen into your internal guidance and seek support on your path, the path that leads you to here and here, that is an amazing thing. It means you're getting out of a stuck place, which is fantastic. So let us end the reading with your final message of divine guidance for December 2025. Assert yourself. Go for what you want. The time is ripe for soulmate connections. Birth of a child also likely. So I would say that has to do with inner child. And I think your soul mate connection is your guide here. And I think this is perfect. Go for what you really want. This is about helping your inner child have what it really wants and get it to here, so that you yourself can have all this freed up energy to feel a sense of well-being, because the parts of your psyche are getting a sense of well-being, and you can move forward on your path with full support. And it makes all the difference. You can pursue a life that feels really aligned for you. Group number 3, thank you for being here. If you would take a second, hit the like button, I'd be so grateful. Hit the subscribe button and you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. And if you want to leave me a comment, I would absolutely love that. Group number 3, I hope to see you in my very next reading. And until then, take care. Bye.